Shalom. Most High Christ bless. I'm Officer George with TTIC, which stands for The Truth in Christ. Before we get started with today's class, I'm going to read our TTIC disclaimer. TTIC, also known as The Truth in Christ, is a Bible-based organization. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, and we teach the Bible as it is written. We are not a hate group, nor do we teach violence. We do not condone any acts of hate, violence against any race, ethnicity, gender, and religious groups. We firmly believe in abiding by the laws of the city and state. If you witness any member of TTIC commit a crime, please contact us and the proper authorities. Thank you.
All right. Shalom. Most High Christ bless. Happy Sabbath to y'all brothers and sisters. Happy Feast of Dedication also to y'all brothers and sisters. Happy Sabbath and happy Feast of Dedication to y'all brothers and sisters. And today's class is a class that is, as we're in the middle of a war, it's a class for being in the middle of a war.
That's right.
It's a class to be in the middle of a war. So today's class is needed. And it might seem like it would not be needed because we're going through the battles with the Jewish people. It's really not a battle. It's already written. We won.
Right.
You know, but today's class is a battle because it's for the women. Today's class is called Women of War? ? All right, Women of War? ? All right, so that's a big topic right there. Women of war. See, some women right now they went in there and got the combat boots on, put their pants on. They thinking that we gotta go to war with the men.
No.
See, that's the spirit of not a godly woman. All right. So let's start off. We're going to start off with Titus. We always do when we do our women's classes. Titus chapter 2. And we're going to start with verse 1.
The book of Titus chapter 2 and verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. Verse 3. The aged women likewise.
So stop right there. So it says the aged man must be sober-minded, clear-minded, grave, serious about this truth, temperate, being under control, sound in the faith, and in charity and in patience, right? And verse 3 says what?
The aged women likewise.
The aged woman likewise. Watch this.
That they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
As becoming holiness. They be in behavior as becoming holiness. Just because you come in the truth, that don't mean you're holy. Everybody understand it?
Right.
It says as becoming holiness. Everybody understand it?
Mm-hmm.
As becoming holiness. Watch this. Come on.
Not false accusers.
Not false accusers. Slanderers.
Not given to much wine.
Not drunkards.
Teachers of good things.
What is the good things they supposed to be teaching? The first good things they supposed to be teaching is, give me that in 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. Let's see what the good things that the women of God supposed to be teaching. Watch it.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. But we know that the law is good.
We know the law is good.
If a man use it lawfully.
So the good things the women supposed to be teaching is the what? The laws. So teacher of good things, meaning the laws. That's what everybody should be teaching. Their teaching, their conversation, everything that the women supposed to be doing is supposed to be in God's laws. Do I don't know if the women know that we've been in the last seconds. We are coming down to ticks. We coming down to a tick, tick, tick. We heard.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about this in what was it? We had I was talking about this in the Clubhouse. We gotta remember that we are at the end of time, and what we're trying to do is get saved. All right. We talking about brothers with multiple wives. They're running around here and they trying to get dig their dipstick in oil. Well, these things right here, why are you in the last seconds and you worried about oil? Why are you in the last seconds and you worried about these things? What should our focus be on? What should our focus be on? Our focus should be on getting saved and doing the things to get saved. Practice makes what? Perfect. So if you're practicing the things that get saved, then you will get saved. But our people are worried about dipping their dipstick in the oil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have me 3 different women that I can dip my dipstick in. And then they want to argue online about the Old Testament brothers who had multiple wives. And then you got women. You got simple women out here. Yeah. Multiple wives. Sis. How about he's sure he marries a woman that got AIDS? So when he dipped the dipstick, you got AIDS.
With the multiple wives, each one of them can have something. One's got AIDS, one's got gonorrhea, another one got something else that you don't want.
That's the whole point about it is our people be thinking on that off thing instead of us teaching good things. Mm-hmm. Why are we teaching multiple wives for? What is good about multiple wives? Somebody show me what's good about multiple wives. What's good if you say Christ's name in the Hebrew? What's good of it? Is it like Shazam? Is we gonna turn into something? Are we gonna have some special powers?
Right.
What's good if you learn the Hebrew and you can say the prayer in Hebrew? What is that? Is that going to get you saved? Our people said the prayers in Hebrew in the whole Old Testament it was wicked as hell. So what I'm saying is, it says, read verse 2 again. Watch this. Titus.
Back in Titus. We got the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 2. The aged men, be sober and grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
And patience. Watch this. Come on.
The aged women likewise.
The aged woman should have all those characteristics of the man.
That they be in behavior. As becometh holiness.
As the woman become holiness. So a woman, they must be in the behavior. It says that they be in behavior. So when you're in a behavior, that means you got to know how to act. Mm-hmm. You can't act like a damn brute. You can't act like a brother. It says a woman likewise that they be in behavior as becoming holiness. So it's a certain way that we gotta act to become holiness. And verse 2 explained that. Read.
It says, not false accusers.
Not false, not liars.
Not giving too much wine.
Not giving it much wine, not drunkards.
Teachers of good things.
Watch this.
That they may teach the young women.
Read.
To be sober.
That they may teach men. Read it again.
It said that they may teach the young women.
They may teach the young women
to be sober.
To
love their husband. To love their children.
See, this is where you don't get in the world. Let me explain something to you. You know how many mothers there are in the world? It's a lot of young women that don't even know how to wipe their butt good. Let alone they don't know how to treat a man, to love a husband, to be quiet. Because the reason why it says that the woman, now we got women out here in Israel that want to teach men, but you don't know how to be quiet. Read it again. Watch this, verse 4.
Verse 4. That they may teach the young women.
That don't say men. That say women. Meaning younger women that comes in and younger girls. Read.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
Clear-minded.
To love their husband.
To love. You know how much it is? Because why do God got this right here? This is not for them in that time. This is for us right now. Because the woman was going to convert over unto, the woman was going to convert over and be different than she was back then. I want do you remember the one? It's either Ezekiel or Jeremiah 16. It gotta be Jeremiah. Ezekiel. Let me see. I want the one where it says God put a new thing in the earth. I forgot where it was. My head is not there. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
We've been there in a while.
Give me Jeremiah 31:22. Jeremiah 31:22.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
So God asks, how long will you go about, O backsliding daughters?
For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth.
It read,
a woman shall compass a man.
See that a woman shall compass a man. So everything right there is showing you that thing is that's for now. That a woman shall surpass a man. When did that happen? When we came here in what? America. When we came here in captivity. Let's go back to Titus. Verse 4.
Book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 4.
Watch this.
That they may teach the young women.
That they may teach, because see, the women that wake up, the ones that wake up, the ones that's going to keep God's laws, they're going to be able, once they learn God's laws, once they become in holiness, they're going to be able to guide other young women in this truth. Mm-hmm. They're going to be able to guide other young women, because they themselves going to have to become godliness, meaning they're going to have to go through a struggle with their ways, with their attitude, with the way they do things. They're going to have to go through a struggle to get to understand these things. So once they go through these struggles to understand these things, it says that they may teach the young woman to be sober, love their husband, to love their children. So you got to learn how to love your husband. You got to learn how to love your children. Mm-hmm. Why do they got to learn how to love their children? I thought you just loved your children by hugging, kissing them, feeding them. No, you got to be able to learn how to. Give me Proverbs chapter 23, verse 13. Proverbs chapter 23, I think that's what I want. Proverbs 23 and 13.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 13.
Read.
It says, withhold not correction from the child.
What it say?
Withhold not correction from the child.
Read.
For if thou beatest him with a rod, he shall not die.
He shall not die. So God is telling us, for us to be able to be able to not let children rule over us, we got to learn how to love our children by when that child is wrong. It didn't say just beat them because they doing something or they everybody makes mistakes, or children gonna be children. But when they do something outrageous, if you come in the house and they watching porn, you supposed to turn their butts up. If you come in the house, they playing with the stove with fire, you supposed to turn their butts up. Now, if they go outside and they trip off the porch, you don't supposed to whoop them because they tripped off the porch.
Right.
That's a kid. He's goofy, clumsy. That's what they do. They develop it. But it says, withhold not correction from a child. For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. It means that you're going to be able to save that kid from getting killed out in these streets. Verse 14.
Verse 14. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell.
You're going to deliver his soul from captivity. So when you correcting that kid and you being that woman, you're going to be able to deliver that child from captivity.
That's right.
So you giving them correction, you getting them with the rod, and you teaching them God's what? Laws. That's going to be able to correct that kid to get him on the straight and what? Narrow. Let's go back. Titus.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, and to love their children.
To love their children. So it might be a woman with a young baby. It might be a young woman or a young lady that comes into the truth, right? And she's sitting in here and she got her legs open, right? Our women can't be here sitting with their legs open. How you going to correct a woman that got their legs open?
Right.
Our women got to be able to know how to be able to properly sit in a manner of a woman. If you still wearing pants, what do women with pants do? They squat down, they put their legs over, they sit just like a man with their legs wide open.
Yep.
Why? Because that's the spirit of the pants that's the spirit that the pants put on the woman, that you forget that you're supposed to be a woman. You got a split down there. But you got your split hanging all out. It don't matter if it's a material between it. Yes. It's still in the material, still showing. That's why when the women come in, you got to remember that they coming in, they're going to do those things. Their eyes is going to be all around the room. Look at who is he? You got to be able to, as a woman, as an aged woman, to be like, sis, we don't do that. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. So an aged woman got to be able to give me Deuteronomy 23:17. Just like an aged man. An aged man shouldn't have his eyes all around the room like that either. He shouldn't have it. Or you to show that he's not an aged man. He's a what? He's a kid. Same thing with the woman. Read what you got. Deuteronomy.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Read.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Read.
Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God.
You see that right there? Go ahead. Is that it?
For any vow, for even both, these are abominations to the Lord thy God.
Both is an abomination, guys. Both is an abomination. So that our women gotta be able to grasp these what? Things. Our women got to be able to grasp these things, brothers and sisters. Real talk.
Yep.
So as you growing up and you saying you becoming a woman and a man becoming a man gotta be, and hey, guess who leads the pack? The men. If the man is leading the pack, right, the women is following the man. If the man is doing bad things, so is the women gonna do what? Bad things. So let's go back. Titus. No, I'm not doing it yet. What's that? Deuteronomy. Hey, give me Exodus chapter 20, verse 14. I'm sorry.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 14. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
So with the woman, thou shalt not be the whores of the daughters of Israel. That's a woman that's coming in the truth, and you should not be fornicating. You can't have no boyfriends. You can't have none of that. You can't have no boy. You gotta date. You gotta get you gotta marry a man. A man gotta marry you. All right. So right here it says, read that again for me.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 14. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. So a married woman should not be committing what? Adultery. A married woman should not be committing adultery. Watch this. Give me Matthews. Matthews 5. Let me explain something to you. Fornication. You know what fornication is? Fornication. If you out with a woman on a date and you kiss that woman, that's part of fornication. Mm-hmm. You out on a date and she let you put your hand in the fingers in the cookie jar. That's fornication. And also, this is fornication. Read what you got. Matthew.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old times, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Read. Now he's going to elaborate, because he's bringing the law all the way to form. He's bringing the law this is a beautiful thing what Christ did right here. He brought the law all the way to form for brothers and sisters so they can understand there wasn't no such thing as no multiple wives. Mm-hmm. Watch what he says. Read.
Ye have heard that it was said of them of old times, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Stop. Christ said, he said, but I said. Meaning, Christ said that when the law was brought out. That's what he's telling you. He brought this out when the law first came out. Thou shalt not commit adultery. He brought that out.
So he covered all the bases.
He covered that. No, he covered the deep stuff. Because people, the basic was that thou shalt not commit adultery. Mm-hmm. Brothers had multiple wives. They didn't understand that. So he had to go deep.
He made it so it couldn't be no way to cheat.
Don't be no way to cheat. Read it
again. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old times that thou shalt not commit adultery. Verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
So if you're a married man or a married woman and you're looking on another man or another married woman and you look at it and say, ooh, I wouldn't mind indulging in those goodies. You know what God is saying? God says you already committed adultery. Because that's that man's wife. Or that's that woman's husband. God said you already committed adultery. And a lot of our people that flies over their heads. That flies. They like, no. So now, if you married, and you married already to a woman, and a woman is already, and this is for your women that sits back and try to back your man on multiple wives, or you are that woman, you are that simple young lady that says, oh, multiple wives are great, you can do it, blah blah blah, they did this, they did that. Listen to the context and listen to the way Christ is saying it. Ain't no way you can marry another woman if you can't look on another woman. I'm married. I can't look on another woman to marry another woman. That would be adultery. He didn't say you can marry another woman after you married to another woman. Let's go elementary 101. This is a book, right? Is this a frog? No. Is this a horse? No. This is a book. That's what we're going to call it, a book. Just like we're going to call it scripture. Read it again, also.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old times, thou shalt not commit adultery. Verse 28. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her,
whoever looketh on a woman to lust after her,
hath committed adultery with her already.
Stop. I ain't never seen nobody say you want to marry the woman because, you know what, I want to marry her because she's a great person and she's a great person. I just want to be with her. We don't never have to have sex. I just want to marry her just because she's a great person. I never seen that in my life. Call me Boo Boo the Fool. Have you ever want to be with some woman because she was just a great person, and I want to take care of you.
Had great conversation, make me laugh, have fun.
That's part of marriage, but also sex is.
Yeah.
So.
And in our culture, that's one of the number one thing we look at.
That's what I'm getting at. When men look at women, they're not looking at them to say, are you a good person? Do you know what's going on when a man and a woman is talking? She's saying blah, 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 blah. And he's over here looking at her chest, blah, 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 blah. And he's looking at her legs, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? So she ain't saying nothing. You know what? He's so nice. Guess how nice he is. He's so nice, baby. You look beautiful. Mm-hmm. She might have just asked him, hey, baby, what's your 5-year plan? Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, yeah. Thank you. See, that's it. That's it. That's it. You know what? I don't care what your 5-year plan is. You want to have sex? Yeah, of course. Oh, we married. This is not even about multiple wives, but something today hit my thoughts when I was jumping on Facebook this morning. I had to argue with a brother. I told him, come on my Clubhouse in the morning. Y'all brothers, listen to Brother Mark. Hey, confound me. Come on Facebook. Come on Clubhouse, 9:30 Saturday morning. Confound me with your scriptures. Confound me. I'm stupid. Confound me. I'm the dumbest elder there ever is. Come and confound me. Real talk. I'm dumb. Come and confound me. I beg you to come and confound me. Because the reason why is y'all brothers coming with multiple wives and blah, blah, blah. We're at the end of times. We're at the end of times.
And that's all they can think about.
And that's all you can think about is dipping your dipstick. Let's just have a conversation. So, where was I at? 28 again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 28. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
So now that gives you right there, your men, if you already married to a woman Ain't no way you can look at another woman and say, boy, I can't wait to marry you to get you into bed. You're committed adultery, bruh. And I don't care what you want to call him, Mashiach, the Messiah, Yushabashaba, whatever you want to call him, you still got to obey that law. So you don't like Jesus? Okay, it wasn't Jesus said it. It was Joshua. Mm-hmm. It was Joshua. It was whoever you want to call it. That's who said it. But it's still the law. Damn. So let's go back. Let's not go back. Give me verse 31.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 31. It has been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a written, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication.
Except for the cause of fornication.
Cause her to commit adultery.
Cause her to commit adultery.
And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery.
See, so whoever murders, so you will cause another man to commit adultery that is going to sleep with that woman. And guess what you're going to be? You're going to be an adulterer as well. Because God says you can't even put your wife away unless she's caught committing adultery. So now, why is that relevant? We're going to read it one more time for you brothers. And we're going to show you. Read it again also.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 32. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery.
Read.
And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery.
So it says, but I say unto you that whosoever put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery. And whoever shall marry her that is divorced committed adultery. So that means you doing the same what?
Same thing.
Same thing. So when you get your new chick, you are committing the what? Adultery as well. So now hold on. Because why I said that was this. If she sleep with another man, you make her an adulteress. And if it's not for fornication and you sleeping with another woman, you adulterer. So you cannot, hold on. You cannot, that means you can't have another wife. You can't have two wives. That wasn't my focus, guys. I'm dead serious. This class is not about that. This is about what we teaching about. So let's go back. All right, we done with that part. Did everybody get that? All right. So y'all women. So y'all know when you looking on a man, when y'all looking on women that's married, Christ already said that you are what? An adulterer. So if you continue to do that, and just say you go on and Christ come or you die, and you was in the midst of those things and you died, you thinking that you made it to the kingdom of heaven, but Christ gonna rewind the tape. Hey man, don't you remember you was looking at such and such wife? Or sis, don't you remember you was looking at such and such brother? And you gonna be like, Lord, and he's gonna put you in the lake of fire. What excuse do you get? Mm-hmm. That's your own wicked mindset. You can't tell Christ I was what you was what? You was being wicked. You can't tell Christ nothing. Titus chapter 2 verse 5. Watch this.
The book of Titus and chapter 2 verse 5. So
now we understand. So they may teach the younger woman to be sober. So an aged woman got to be able to teach a younger woman to be sober. She got to be able to teach that younger woman also to love her husband, to love their children. She also got to be able to teach that younger woman to be, on the next part, verse 5, to be discreet. Being discreet is what I was talking about. A young woman coming here with her legs open. or she come in with a shirt and it got her chest showing, the aged woman got to be able to take her to the side and be like, hey, sis, look, I know in the world we dress like that, and it's okay if you went into those fake churches, but here you must be able to present yourself as a woman.
That's right.
We don't show cleavage here because we don't want to get no one else. We don't want to get no man in here. We don't want him to be caught catching adultery. Just say you got a married man. He's married, and the women are sitting over here. She got her breast out with the cleavage showing, right? What do a man do when he walks right there? And every man to sit back and say, I wouldn't do that. He's a damn liar. You see some cuckoodles hanging out, the first thing you're going to do is look over. You're going to be the street back. The street about it. Yeah, it's just a word I made up. I make up words now. Don't worry about it. Because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't want nobody to be mad at me for saying the word like I had to tell my officers today on the streets. So we say the street words. So I'm just trying to explain to y'all brothers and sisters with love. We don't do that. We don't do that. The aged women got to be able to show these women, hey, don't do that, sis. Yeah. We not supposed to dress like that. And where would the aged woman take her at? Give me 1 Timothy. You know what I want. 2. So this is where the aged woman would take her at.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse, is it chapter 2?
Verse 9.
It says, in like manner, also, that the women adorn themselves.
That the women adorn themselves, meaning make themselves beautiful.
In modest apparel.
Modest is loose, fitting, covered up attire. Loose, fitting, covered up attire. Your body, women, are made for your husband. I know in America, the women shows their bodies off because it's my body. No, it's not. It's God's body. And he takes it anytime he wants to. As y'all notice today in the 2018, 15, 16, 17, 18, have y'all ever noticed women are getting killed more? Y'all ever notice women are getting shot now? Women are getting stabbed? How about that one woman that walked up behind that woman when she was on the streets in New York, shot her right in the back of her head? These things is happening now because she cheated with her dude. These things is happening now because women are way out of order. So when the women come in here, we got to be able to clean those women up by giving them, we got to wash them in the word of God. We got to wash them like a laundry mat. We got to wash them. Then the fabric softener got to go on them. It got to soften them up. And then once they mind is always right, then they'll be able to teach another young lady that comes in here. Hey man, when I came here, I was doing the same thing. I was nasty. I was trying to get the men attention. We got to be able to do those things. Mm-hmm. All right. Read. Where was I at?
We was in 1 Timothy 2 and 9.
Come on, finish it up.
He says, in like manner also the women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
So, woman, so it's not about your outer appearance. That's all it's saying. It ain't saying you can't braid your hair. Give me 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 1. It's not saying that you can't braid your hair. It's saying let it be not about your outer appearance. Watch this, sisters.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband, that if any obey not the word, that they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of the plaiting of the hair and the wearing of the gold or putting on the apparel.
Read.
But let it be The hidden man of the heart.
Let it be the hidden man of the what?
Of the heart.
Read.
In that which is not corruptible.
You see that? That's what a woman's mindset gotta be. A woman's mindset gotta be that you gotta have your mind right to be able to show somebody else how to be right.
That's right.
If your mind is wrong, why you think God's gonna want you to be around? He's gonna bring another wicked woman around you, and y'all both gonna be wicked, and y'all both gonna be cut off. Your mindset got to go on a higher level, brothers and sisters. So now let's go back. Read what you got. 1 Timothy 2:9 again.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner, also that women adore themselves in modest apparel.
Read.
With shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair.
Not with braided hair.
Or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
So we know that's talking about the outer look. Read.
But which becometh women professing godliness.
What's become women professing godliness. When you profess godliness, you're actually starting to what? Change your ways. Is that it?
With good works.
With good works. The works is talking about the laws. Doing the laws of God. So then let's go back to Titus chapter 2, verse 5, please.
The book of Titus, chapter 2, and verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband.
What it says?
Obedient to their own husband.
Read.
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
You know when y'all women is not being obedient to y'all husband, did y'all blaspheme the laws? If you didn't know that, you need to read these scriptures more. When you women are being disrespectful to your husband, you are making God saying you are blaspheming his laws. The women supposed to be submitted unto their husband as unto Christ. And any woman in the congregation supposed to be submitted unto the men. Your husband, but you got to be respectful. Your husband first, but you got to be respectful to the men in the congregation. So it says to be discreet, chaste, keep it at home, good. So you gotta be discreet. Discreet is not wearing things where your husband come home and his heart is ready to pound out his chest because you got the whole neighborhood is seeing his wife's Rudy to the Tootie. He's seeing, everybody's seeing everything. His heart is going to pop out because he's so angry because you are being disrespectful in your dress code. Chaste. A woman should be chaste. Keepers of at home. A woman should be a good housekeeper. Meaning not only keep the house clean, but also do what? Also make sure everything is running smooth in the house. Watch this. Good. This old woman, we know what good is, the laws. Obedient to their what? Husbands. That's what I wanted to get to. Obedient to their husband. What it means to be obedient. People look at that word obedient, and you know what? You know what people do? When y'all hear obedient, ladies, look up real quick. When y'all hear obedience, do y'all not think about a dog, don't y'all? Yeah, see, that makes you think about it. And that's what Esau wanted to do. That's some of the cunnings that they do. They use that to make you think, oh, well, I ain't being obedient. That's what a dog do. But see, that's not, this Bible was written before men even came up with that definition. Obedience. Let's get the definition of obedience real quick. Give me 1 second. Can you say something clever for us, officer? Go ahead. You go ahead and say something clever.
That word obedience is like a catchphrase to automatically send them into disobedience because they're thinking obey. And like you said, when they think of an animal, that's being trained. You know how we always say in the world, we would hear. I can remember being in the world, and I would hear certain women talking about things they thought they was throwing out some heavy knowledge, Yeah, girl, I'm gonna train my old man to this and train, to train them. They was condition them. That's what we call condition, train, or whatever. But you do that with animals.
Mm-hmm. What you say?
You don't do that with people.
All right. Here go the definition of obedience. Let me see, because I might want the Merriam-Webster. Let's get that one, because I like that. I like the definitions better, a little bit better. All right, so Merriam-Webster's definition of obedience is this. Go ahead, officer.
Let me see if I can see it.
Okay.
A little bit too close, but it says submissive to the restraint or command of authority, willing to obey.
Read it again. It's simple as that.
Submissive to the restraint or command of authority, willing to obey.
The willing to obey. It's simple as that. That's what it's all obedient is submissive and to the restraint or commandment of authority. Who got the authority?
The man.
God, the man got the authority, but who's over the man?
God.
Christ. Christ get Christ and then God. So you got Christ and then God is over Christ. So God gave the law to his son. His son gave the law to us. So what was the law? What was the law for a woman being submissive? What's the law on that? Give me the law, officer. Ephesians, please.
Says the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 21. 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband, as unto the Lord.
As what?
As unto the Lord.
That's all we need. So Christ is telling the woman, submit herself to your husband as you would to me. So if you ain't submitting yourself to your husband, you're not submitting yourself to who?
To Christ.
You're not submitting yourself to Christ because you're going against what Christ is telling you. That's why when we go back, let's go back to Titus. Read verse 5 for me again. Watch this.
Titus chapter 2, verse 5. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband.
Obedient to their what?
To their own husband.
Watch this.
And that the word of God be not blasphemed.
Be not blasphemed. So you got to be obedient to your own husband. So Christ said, submit yourself to your husband as unto me. So when the woman is going off on the husband, she's really going off on who?
On Christ.
She's going off on Christ. All right, so now let me get this definition of chaste real quick, because I know I skipped over that and I didn't want to come out with my own thing. But read that right there, chaste, number 1.
Chaste. Innocent of unlawful sexual intercourse.
Innocent of unlawful. So let the woman not be a hoe. All right, innocent of unlawful sexual intercourse. What's number 3 saying?
Number 3, pure in thought.
Pure in thought.
And act.
And act.
Modest.
Modest. You see that? Pure in thought and in act. Modest. Now let's watch this. Now I'm going to go back up here to Google definition of chaste. All right, go ahead.
Google definition of chaste. Abstaining from extramarital or from all sexual intercourse.
Read the next one.
Not having any sexual nature or intention.
See that? So that's all of that said the same thing. Everybody got it. All right. So a woman is supposed to be chaste, meaning you shouldn't be hot ass.
Right.
You shouldn't be a hot ass. You shouldn't be running around her, hugging, kissing, and following all type of dudes find you a husband. Find your husband.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. All right, let's go back to Titus chapter 2, verse 6. Come on.
The book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be sober-minded, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works.
Read.
In doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, and sincerity.
Read.
Sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you.
You see that? Now that's the one thing y'all got to realize, women. Just like it's switched over to the men, but the men and the women is the same what? Same thing. When it was talking about the aged man up here, it was talking about the aged what? Woman. So it's talking right here, it's talking about the young men. Let the younger men likewise exhort to be sober-minded in all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works and doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, and sincerity. So you gotta, the young woman gotta have the same what?
Characteristics.
Same characteristics. What this? Sound speech. What is sound speech? The speech in the law. That's what sound speech is. Let your speech be with the law. Sound speech that cannot be condemned, meaning
you can't condemn the law.
You can't condemn the law. So your speech should be in the law. Watch this. That he that is of the contrary part, meaning your family members. If your family member see you out and you got pants on, women. If your family member see you out and you sitting up in the nightclub, women. Oh, damn, I thought she was supposed to be doing that Israelite thing. Why you only give them grounds to what? Give me that 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 14. We
gonna hit this one again, but right here I gotta bring it out. Watch this.
I will, therefore, that the younger women marry, bearing children, guard the house, give not occasion to the adversary to speak reproach.
See, you can't give your people, which is an enemy of Christ, the reason to disapprove what you're doing. So if you at the club, you got pants on, you at the club, they see that you contrary of what you said you are.
Right.
So now you make the word of God blasphemy. That's what he said in verse what? That's what he said in verse 5. See, y'all women with men ain't ish. I said ish. Y'all women thinking that men ain't ish. What kind of mindset do that set up for younger women? What type of mindset do it give your daughter? That's why when you come in this truth, your mind gotta be clear. Let's read verse 6 again.
Verse 6 in Titus?
Yes.
Titus chapter 2, verse 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be sober-minded.
That's talking about the women as well. Young women gotta be sober-minded. So, because the aged woman up here, it already said that she be sober. That the aged man be sober in verse 2. Grave, serious, temperate, under control, sound in faith, in charity and patience. Now the younger women and the younger men gotta have all these attributes as well. They gotta have the same attributes. But God said he added a little more down there. He said the young man exhort to be sober minded. He showed it ain't no different from the older man to the younger man.
That's right.
Ain't no, we teach the Bible to the younger and the older all the same way. All the same way. From her, give me Proverbs 17 and 7. Oh, damn. I didn't know I didn't have my mic. I ain't been sitting there talking without my mic. I didn't even know it. My Proverbs 17 said, my fault, guys. Proverbs 17 7. Read what you got.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, and verse 7. Says, excellent speech becometh not a fool.
Read it again.
Excellent speech.
Excellent speech
becometh not a fool.
So when your speech is excellent, women, you become not a fool. When you pop, 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 you are a fool. God says what?
Excellent speech becometh not a fool.
Read.
Much less do lying lips a prince.
Yeah, much less do lying lips a prince. So women that is supposed to be princes, y'all not supposed to be lying, and y'all not supposed to be, y'all speech supposed to be excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right? From there, give me 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2, I want 2 through 4.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard.
2 Timothy chapter, yep, go ahead.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men.
Faithful men and faithful women.
Who shall be able to teach others also.
Who shall be able to teach others also. So you're going to have faithful men and faithful women that's going to be able to teach teach women also, men and women. That's because I said faithful men. I'm sorry. Read. Come on.
It says, thou therefore endure hardness.
You got to endure hardness.
As a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
So the man is a great soldier in Jesus Christ. Watch this.
No man that warreth.
No man that warreth, or no woman that warreth.
Entangle himself
him or herself
with the affairs of this life.
Y'all keep worrying about this over here. You keep worrying about your family. You keep worrying about your finances over here. You keep on worrying about the people over here, what they doing. You still worried about the people in the Christian church. You worried about what they doing. It says no man that warreth, woman or man that warreth himself, entangled himself with the affairs of this life. How much? Let's see what affairs mean. Oh, all right. Go ahead, officer.
Affairs. An event or a sequence of events of specified kind or that has previously been referred to.
All right. Go ahead. Read number 2. I mean, no, the one under it, not number 2, but run right there.
It says a matter.
A matter
that is a particular person's concern or responsibility.
So let's read some of the synonyms right there. Business, concern, matter, responsibility. What the heck just happened? My fault. I must have hit something. Province. What's the interest, problems, worry, lookout. So all of these are things that we're not supposed to what? We're not supposed to worry about these things.
Entangle ourselves.
Entangle these. What it says, I'll read them again. Similars. Watch it.
The similars of events, incidents, happenings, occurrences, phenomenons, business.
Oh, you on the top one. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I hit that one first.
All right, go ahead.
It says events and incidences and happenings, occurrences, phenomenons, eventualities, episodes and interludes, circumstances, adventures, experiences, cases, matters, business, things, and proceedings.
You see that? Go ahead, read the similars on that.
It says business again, concerns, matters, responsibilities, province, is that preserve? Mm-hmm. That one there. Interest, problems, worries, lookout.
All right. So, a province. Like, read that province for me, definition, officer.
Definition of province is a principal administrative division of a certain countries or empires.
So we should be worried about anything that is outside of God. So we ain't worried about other countries. We ain't worried about other peoples. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this is where our people got to get this thing in their heads. So read verse 4 again, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. Come on, please.
It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Of this life. Come on.
That he may please him who have chosen him.
Stop. Who chose you?
Christ.
Okay. So his father chose you to be a soldier, a man, a soldier, a woman, a what? Helper. We should not be entangling ourselves with the things of this world because you are a helper of who? God. What's wrong with us? Let's go to the next one. Let's go. Second, give me Psalms chapter 34. I want 11 through 14. Psalms 34, 11 through 14. And y'all got to remember, I want y'all to remember something. When the scripture says men, it's also referring to the what?
The women.
The women. It's also referring to the women as well. It's not just talking about the men. Only on certain, like when it says, my sheep, men, the flock of my pastor is men, that's what it means. Everybody understand that, right? Okay. But when it says that we got to do a commandment, that goes for men and what? Women. It's not just for men. It's for women as well.
Right.
Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 11. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord.
So he said, come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Read.
What man is he that desireth life?
What man are you that desire? What man or woman are you that desire life?
And loveth many days.
And you love to live a whole lot of years. Read.
That he may see good.
That you may see good. Read.
Says, keep thy tongue from evil.
So now he's going to explain how do you do this. Keep thy tongue from evil.
And thy lips from speaking guile.
And thy lips from speaking deceit. So he said, keep thy tongue from evil and keep thy lips from speaking deceit. Read.
Depart from evil.
What did he say?
Depart from evil.
Read.
And do good.
And do good. We already read what was good. The laws are good. Read.
And seek peace and pursue it.
Seek peace, seek peace. Who's the peace? Seek Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And what?
Pursue
and
it.
Seek Christ and pursue it. Seek the word of God and pursue the word of God. That's why it says, how we know that it says seek peace is Christ. Give me Genesis chapter 49, please. And 12.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 12.
I'm wrong, 10.
Genesis 49, 10.
Yes, sir.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Nor a lawgiver become between his feet. Watch this.
Until Shiloh come.
Until Shalom come.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
And to him shall the gathering of the people. So Shalom means what? Peacefully one. Peacefully one. Read.
Be binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine.
That's all I want. That's all I want. Just that. All right. So now, so that's how we know that seek peace. So we should seek Christ. All right. Seek Christ. What are we seeking Christ? What are we seeking Christ? Christ is what? Give me Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7. Why should we seek Christ? What is Christ? Watch this. What do you mean by seek Christ? Watch this.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
That's who Christ is. Christ is the whole Bible. Seek this Bible. Seek the peaceful and rest. Go ahead, read.
I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O God.
So the whole Bible is written of who? Christ. The whole Bible is written of Christ. So we should seek Christ and do God's what? Laws. All right. So now watch this from her, Officer George. Give me 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity.
Now the end of the commandments is love.
Out of a pure heart.
Out of a pure mind. Come on.
And of a good conscience.
And of a good conscience.
And of faith unfeigned.
Meaning it's not fake. It's not fake. If your love should not, your faith, your belief should not be fake. If you got a fake belief, brothers and sisters, why are you here? Why are you even trying to explore the Bible if your faith is feigned? If your belief is not real, why are you seeking this word? We should not be seeking something if we don't feel like we're going to do it all the way.
Right.
Let me give you an example. If you go to your job and you half butt through your job and you keep half butting, they might give you a warning. Hey, buddy, you're not doing your job completely. We're not getting the numbers down here. We need you to do blah, blah, blah. You keep on half butting. What's the next thing they're going to come to you and do?
Probably write up again. After the verbal is a write up, then after that, you fire.
So they're going to fire you. See what I mean? So what you think what Christ going to do to you if you keep half butting in his truth? Same thing. Watch this. From her Officer George, give me Esther in the Bible. Or is it in the Apocrypha? No. Let me see. I think it's the Apocrypha. I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. In the Bible. Yeah, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible too. Yeah, I want 3. Yeah. Esther. Chapter 3, guys, and verse 1 through 6.
Chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. It says, after these things, the king Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hamdatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman. For the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence.
So Malachi bowed not, nor showed him reverence. Why did he not bow not? Now, Haman, guys, is a Edomite, okay? I want you to understand that Haman is a Edomite. So what happened was Malachi, when he came, he wanted Malachi to reverence him, wanted to have respect for him, but Malachi did not bow not, which is Esther's, he's jumped in as Esther's father. Lord have mercy. Go ahead, read.
Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgress thou the king's commandment? Verse 4. Now,
let me say that. Let me clear that up. After Esther's parents died, he acted as Esther's father. He was her uncle. Go ahead, read.
Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
He told them what?
He told them that he was a Jew.
So he told them. So Haman he said, hey, man. He told Mordecai, he said, now read verse 4 again. Watch this. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of getting that together. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them,
read.
That they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand.
Read.
For he had told them that He was a Jew.
So Mordecai told him, I'm a Jew. Read, watch this.
And Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not.
He seen that he did not bow.
Nor did him reverence.
Nor did he give him reverence.
Then was Haman full of wrath.
Stop. Y'all women, I want y'all to realize, Haman was an Edomite. Mordecai was a Jew, a black man. He would not bow down to this Edomite. What do we do today? What do our people do?
Bow down to the Edomites.
Bow straight down. Anything that the white man says is not real, we go with it. Oh, the Bible, oh, that's the white man's book. Of course they want you to think it's the white man's book, so you won't pick it up and read. Our people don't read anyway. That's why we got the proverb. What's the proverb?
Well, hide something from a black man, put it in a book.
That's the proverb. That's the proverb. Thank you. So our people don't read anyway. So this is the difference. Look at our forefathers back then. Mordecai, man. Mordecai said, I ain't bowing down to you, man. Mm-hmm. I'm a dang on Israelite. You a heathen. They understood that back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And King Ahasuerus, he was high. And this is the Persian and Mede captivity. He was high up. King Ahasuerus made this man high up, and he got promoted. And when he got promoted, Mordecai said, "Man, bro, I'm still not bowing down to you, damn Edomite." That's what he said. But go ahead, keep reading, officer.
Verse 6. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai.
Hold on, so he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai
alone, for they had shewed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews.
Hold on. So because of the act that he did, Haman said, I'm going to destroy all the Jews. Read.
That were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
Even the Jews. Verse 8.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad.
Stop. This was in the Persian and Medes, and we were scattered back then.
Yes.
Listen to what he said. Let's read it again.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the province of thy kingdom.
Read.
And their laws are diverse.
And their laws are diverse. That word diverse means different. The word diverse means different. Read.
And their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's law. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
So right there, Haman came up with the idea that, you know what, I'm gonna get these people killed. Let's go to Esther chapter 4, and then we're gonna read it all. Esther chapter 4, we're gonna read it all.
Book of Esther chapter 4, verse 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city.
And that's what we did when trouble came. That's what we did, brothers and sisters. We rent our clothes and we fast. Okay, you're going to hear about it right here. Watch this. Come on.
And went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry, and came even before the king's gate. For none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was a great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping.
See, there was a great mourning among the Jews with what? Fasting and weeping. Read.
And wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she went and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him.
So she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai to take away his sackcloth from him. Read.
But he received not.
But he received not, because she sent raiment to change, because if you have a sackcloth on, you cannot enter into the king's gate. That's how you know we are different from other people. All right? All our men had sackcloth. women, watch this. Keep on reading. Watch this.
Verse 5. Then called Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlains, whom
What
he
verse
had,
we at?
verse 5.
Okay, let's go ahead.
It says, then called Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai, to know what it was and why it was. So Hatak, he went forth of Mordecai unto the streets of the city, which was before the king's gate.
Read.
And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him,
Read.
and of the sum of money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasury.
So he promised this money. He promised them to pay money to the king's treasure. So he was going to pay a lump sum of money to kill the Jews. When you look at today, do you not see, how I want to put this? Today, do you not see, brothers and sisters, he offered them a large sum of money to kill the Jews. What did the Jews do at that time? Mordecai just did not do what? Bow down.
No.
So now I'm going to take y'all to something real quick. Have y'all ever noticed in the 50s, 60s, 70s, when black men started to stand up, J. Edgar Hoover was killing us. The FBI, head of the FBI, was hunting us down and killing us. Why? Because he said, what was the statement he made?
They asked him a question. What would be the
greatest
tragedy,
the worst
tragedy of the U.S. And he said,
in the world.
In the world.
He said in the world. What would it be the greatest tragedy? He said in the go ahead.
For the Negro to unite.
For the Negroes to unite. So they never, ever, ever wanted black folks to unite. That's how they keep us together. Why do y'all think, let me ask y'all a question. Why do we got so many gangs? When you go to California, the gangs are the Crips Bloods, the Crips Bloods, the Latin Kings, the 21st Street Gangsters, which is Spanish gangsters. All those people, we all the same what? People. We all the same people. But they keep us separate by letting us join gangs. You know, they can sweep up all these gangs and get them off the streets, and they can have all of them put up in conspiracies for murders and all that. But they can't, because they need those gangs to keep separating us from each other. Mm-hmm. That's how they keep the black man and the black woman separated. Because we ignorant enough to think that the only thing that love us is some brothers with some pistols and talking crazy to another group of black people.
And it's the same principle of united we stand, divided we fall.
There you go. So we divided as a people. So now let me get back to the story. I don't want to throw you off. Watch this. Read what you got.
And where did I just leave off at?
Verse 8. I want verse 8. That's where you at.
It was 4 and 8 or 5 and 8?
4 and 8.
4 and 8. Also, he gave him. Okay, yeah, because basically.
Come on down. Stay with it.
He said that.
We read that verse 8. Verse 8.
It was the last few lines there. I didn't finish. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given as Shushan to destroy them.
So he gave it to Shushan to destroy them. Come on. Which is Iran, guys. Which is Iran. Come on. This is where that was at. Come on.
To show it unto Esther and to declare it unto her and to charge her that she would go in unto the king to make supplication unto him.
Read.
And to make requests before him for her people.
Read.
And Hatak came and told Esther the words of Mordecai.
So he came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Watch this.
And Hatak came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake unto Hatak and gave him commandment unto Mordecai.
Read.
All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come into the king into the inner courts, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come unto the king these 30 days.
Watch this.
And they told Mordecai Esther's words.
Read.
Then Mordecai came commanded to answer.
Now
Esther.
stop right there, officer. Now watch this. Now when you read Esther, guys, when Esther did the purification and she was up there, what that happened was you had Queen Ashanti. She disrespected King Ahasuerus, and what happened was he had to let her go. So they had women come in for a whole year. These women had to bathe themselves in ointments and everything, smell good, get their body purified and all that for a whole year. And then he chose a woman to marry, and he married Esther. But what he did not know was Esther was like a light-skinned woman. So he did not know that Esther was a what? Jew. He did not know she was a Jew. So Mordecai, her uncle, told her to hide her identity. Never let them know. When you read the beginning, y'all see it. He said, never let them know that you are your nationality. Never let them know. So right here, watch what Mordecai agreed to say to Esther. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Stop. You hear what he said to Esther, y'all? Read it again. Watch it.
He says, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house.
Don't think that you gonna get away. Don't think just because you married to the king that God ain't gonna have you killed as well. Watch what happens. Come on.
More than all the Jews. But if thou altogether holdest thy peace,
if you hold your peace
at this time,
watch what he says.
Then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
Hold on, let's read that again. I want to read that again, officer. Just read it a little clearer for me. A little clearer, a little louder. Watch this.
For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance.
The enlargement is relief, and then that relief and deliverance
arise to the Jews from another place.
Read.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
You see what he said? So, hey, y'all men and women that think that, oh, I'm going to leave the truth. They need me. No, he just told you God is going to raise up somebody. He's going to raise up for it to get done another way. Another way. That's what he's telling Esther. He said, don't think that you're going to escape this by you being in the king's house, because God's going to kill you as well. You and your people. And that's her uncle. He's letting you know. He's telling her always. Did he say, baby, you gotta do this? Mm-hmm. No, he told her with rough what? Words. Read it again. Come on, man. Watch this. Come on.
For thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
Read.
But thou and thy father's house
shall
be destroyed.
It's going to be destroyed.
And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Read.
Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer.
And so she commanded them to go tell Mordecai this. Read.
Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan.
Read.
And fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, nights or days. I also...
Stop. Hold on. What'd she say? She said, go, read it again. Go.
She said, and fast ye...
No, start from the beginning. I'm sorry.
Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan.
Read.
And fast ye
for me.
And neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day.
That's another scripture to show you how we fast. Read.
I also and my maidens will fast likewise.
I also and my maidens shall fast likewise.
And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
If I what?
If I perish, I perish.
That's what women of war do. You don't sit around and say, oh, he talk crazy to me. I ain't doing that for him. Forget him. He ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. I ain't doing nothing. No. She said, y'all gonna fast 3 days. I'm gonna fast 3 days. And we're gonna pray to God that this dude don't kill me when I come and try to save my people. And that's how you know it. Give me that Acts chapter 5, please. Give me that Acts chapter 5, verse 39. This is how we know it's of God. Watch this. Acts chapter 5, verse 39. Watch this.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 39. But if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it.
Read.
Lest aptly ye be found even to fight against God.
See, so they couldn't overthrow it. So if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it. If you finish reading Esther, you see that it was accomplished, and that's where the feast of how can you be retarded? That's where the feast of Purim come from. Thank you. The feast of Purim. I'm sorry, guys. Now read verse 17 for me, Officer George, to finish it off.
So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded.
You see that? So Mordecai went away. So Esther had to she had to get off her high horse. Why was she on her high horse? Because she was in there with the king. She was the king's wife. She's like, shoot, y'all gonna die. I ain't gonna die. You don't know I'm no Jew. But Mordecai had to remind him, God will make you die just like everybody else and your house forever. So she put on her sackcloth and she fasted to the Lord. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all women, y'all sitting up here, y'all pouting. No, that's how we know that God put men over top. You see how he had to talk to her to get her back what?
Right.
He had to get her back focused.
Yep.
Get off your damn high horse. What the hell wrong with you? And I know some of y'all women, because y'all think the men got to provide for y'all. Y'all think, well, y'all got to do this for us. No, that don't mean that. God did that for a reason. That's what a man does, is provide. That don't mean you sit back and think that you eating bonbons and you the queen and you over top of the what?
The top of the man.
No, yeah, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. All right, from her, Officer George, give me Exodus chapter 1, and I want verse 15 through 22.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Sephirah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong chapter. I'm looking. I'm like, hold up. I don't know where I'm at. All right, go ahead. Read.
If it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
So one of the midwives was Shipra, and the other was Puah. All right, go ahead. Read.
And the king of Egypt called the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive?
Read. Watch this.
And the midwives said unto the Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptians.
There's not, because the Hebrew women are not lively. No, what verse you on? I'm sorry. I'm on 19, right?
Yes, right.
Read that again for me.
It says, and the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
Uh-huh.
For they are lively.
They are lively. They bear quickly.
and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them.
Read.
Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty.
Read.
And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God.
Because the midwives did what?
Because the midwives feared God,
Read.
that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
Stop. So because the midwives, because they feared God, God blessed them. That's because God. So if y'all women running around here and y'all reckless, and y'all not respecting your husband, you're not doing those things, how's God blessing you? If you're scared to make sacrifices out here in this truth, for the body, how are God's gonna bless you? How's He blessing you? They had to disobey the king's order, meaning the king was gonna kill them for disobeying the order.
Right.
But who interfered?
God.
God interfered. God interfered. So you keeping God's commandments takes you a great what? A great way. All right, from her. Give me. I want to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 1. So now let me show y'all something real quick. Y'all see the Egyptians. The Egyptians did what? They was trying to kill our children. Now, this is a common thing that our children have always been killed by other nations. This is a common thing. Everybody understand it? All right? It's a common thing. Watch this. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1.
Exodus or Leviticus?
Leviticus. I'm sorry.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed to Molech, he shall surely be put to death. And so the people of the land shall stone him with stones.
So if you give your seed to the children of Molech, you shall surely be put to death. Come on.
And I will set my face against that man, and I will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given his seed unto Molech.
And because he given his seed unto Molech, come on.
To defile my sanctuary.
To defile my sanctuary. Come on.
And to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man, when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, I will kill him not. And kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and I will cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people.
Read.
And the soul.
Is it verse 5? Okay, from among their people. So the Molech comes from the Chinese people. All right, Molech comes from the Chinese people. All right. So God is letting you know, update that today. Giving your seed to Molech is talking about on abortion, brothers and sisters. All right, so now let me give you a story. Friday, I was talking to a young brother at my job, and him and his girl had some problems. I'm not going to say no names, but I'm just going to give y'all the story. Him and this girl been having some problems, and he was talking to me. So one of the guys at work, which is another forklift driver, right? He works in the back. And he had to do some work on his girl's car. All right, but what happens is he ends up giving the dude her phone number. He ended up giving the dude at work his girl phone number. What was he supposed to do?
You weren't supposed to do that.
So he ended up giving the dude the phone number at work. And
he's supposed to take care of business himself.
Yes, he's supposed to take care of business. So the dude ended up texting his girl, and she'll text the girl, and she'll be like, he'll be like, hey, how you doing, pretty? What you doing this morning? Is the car running all right? Boom, 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 boom. Why is he texting that man's girl? So, to make a long story short, anyway, this dude, his girl is six weeks pregnant, is what he said. So she goes up to Indianapolis, ready to go get a what?
Abortion.
Wow. So they won't have no more ties together. So they've been arguing over this dude. So now she's going to get an abortion. So I told the young man, I said, bro, you need to stop that from happening, brother. Well, no, I don't have no ties to her. And I was like, bro, that's how ignorant we sound. So I asked him, I said, brother, when you was in those guts, you didn't have no ties to her then, did you? When you was in there enjoying yourself, right? Mm-hmm. You was tied to her then, bro.
Right.
Now that you found out she messing with this dude, now you don't wanna have a baby now. I say that's the things we do when we mess with people that we don't know who they really truly are. Mm-hmm. Because see, women likes to play those little games where whatever reason they want to try to hurt you because they'll try to talk to somebody or that you know or another man. See those things right there, we in the truth. That's why our women gotta be sober minded. We in the truth. Because see, a woman in the truth, you do that, I'ma laugh at you. A nigga might get, George, you might get some butt. But you gonna die, she gonna die. Remember that. You understand? People gonna die. I got confidence God gonna kill your butt. So, but brothers in the world, they don't have that confidence. Why? Why they don't have that confidence? Because they don't believe in God. They don't believe. I believe in God. I know God said he gonna kill you. But this young man, he'd rather go get an abortion and add sin unto what?
Sin.
Add sin unto sin. He's like, well, she's going to get it. I said, well, can't you stop it? That's all you got to do is, let me show you how you stop it. Give me Judges chapter 6. Give me Judges chapter, let me make sure it's right. Judges chapter 6. 16. It ain't 6. It might be 16. It ain't 16. It's 19. Judges 19 and 1. Please read what you got. I knew it was one of them. I just 16, 19, one of them. Read what you got for me. Judges chapter 6, verse 19.
Chapter 6, verse 19.
Watch it.
I'm going back in 19. Chapter 19. Judges chapter 6, verse 19. And Gideon went in.
Judges chapter 19 also. I'm sorry. I said 6 at first, but 19. I'm sorry. 19 and 1.
19 and 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel.
There was no king in Israel.
That there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of the mountain, on the side of Mount Ephraim.
Read.
Who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
Bethlehem, Judah, come on.
And his concubine played the whore against him and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months.
Read.
And her husband arose and went after her.
So she left him, and he arose and went after her. Watch this.
To speak friendly unto her.
To do what?
To speak friendly unto her.
Read.
And to bring her again. Having his servants with him. And a couple of asses.
Stop. That's all I want. So he went and he brought her again by speaking what? Friendly unto her. So, that's what y'all got to realize is, he let her go for those many at long of a time where he could have just spoke friendly to her at what? At first. And brought her back. But she already played the what?
The whore.
She already played the whore. She already got her some on the side. Oh, I come on back now. How you think that's going to work out?
Wow.
See what I mean? That's what women do. So that's what I was just saying about the young brother is that him if you should have known that this chick was like that before you got pregnant. And that's when he was talking to me, and he was saying that. And I was like, well, bruh, why would you get her pregnant then? Why would you keep sleeping with her like that if you didn't marry her and you knew that she was sneaky, but you kept sleeping? Because its whole conversation, and I'm not going to, like I said, I ain't going to say no names, but his whole conversation was that, well, you know, every time her ex called, her baby daddy, he could come over anytime. He could, if it's a snowstorm, he could come over. If it being hard in the middle or something, he could come over. So he did. So if you know that, then you know not to deal with that woman. That woman, if you knew that, man. Come on, man. Our people, man. That's why our people need the laws, guys. Because he would have knew, bruh, your woman is not supposed to deal with no other man outside of you. Period. Your mom, I see your mom. Your woman ain't supposed to be in no relationships outside of you. Everybody understand? Mm-hmm. All right. So now let's go from Officer George. Did we read 1 Kings 11 and 7?
I did.
Let's go to that.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 7.
I'm showing you who I'm showing you where Molech come from. Go ahead.
Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Molech, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
So you see that? So that that right there is showing you that who the abomination was for. All right. So did I say? All right, so that's what I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. All right, so now let's go from there. Let's get the article. Officer George, give me the article. This is the review of abortion of women of color. The bigger picture. Go ahead.
Go ahead and read.
Yeah.
It says, this much is true. In the United States, the abortion rate for black women is almost 5 times that of for white women. Anti-abortion activists, including some of African-American pastors, have been waging a campaign around this fact, falsely asserting that the disparity is the result of aggressive marketing by abortion providers to minority communities. The Issues for Life Foundation, for example, is a faith-based organization that targets and works with the African American leaders toward achieving the goal of zero African American and eugenic goals. The group blamed the PPFA, that's the Planned Parenthood, trying to get to the PPFA, that's got something to do with the
Planned Parenthood, yeah.
And abortion providers in general for the high abortion rate in the African American community, deeming the situation they are for America, and called on Congress to withhold federal family planning funds from all the PPFA affiliates.
Where you at? All right. So it's going to explain who it is. The PPA is the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. All right. Go ahead.
It says these activists are exploiting and distorting the facts to serve their anti-abortion agenda. They ignore the fundamental reason women have abortions and the underlying problems of racial and ethnic disparities across an array of health indicators. The truth is that behind virtually every abortion is an unattended pregnancy. This applies to all women.
No, real quick. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Let me explain something to you. You remember in the beginning it says it was targeting black women. Y'all remember that? Y'all see that, right? It was targeting black women. Why were they targeting white women? Why was it targeting more black women than white women? What they saying right there? They saying that white people know how to marry. No, that's not true. They're not going to show you all their fornications and all that, but they're going to show you ours.
There's a lot of white women out there.
Yes, and what you think, brother? God said Esau is the border of freakiness. Hold on,
profane fornicator.
Fornicator. That's what I meant. I meant the fornicator. Thank you. He said Esau is a fornicator. The more folks are. He said he's the most fornicator on the earth.
Yep.
He sleeps with any and everybody, including animals. You don't see black men saying, you know what, I'm going to go up in this sheep. I'm going to go up in this goat. I'm going to go up in this pig. You don't see black men. Black men go get, boy, I have a 1 eye, 1 foot woman, but I'll be having me a woman. I ain't going in no animals.
It was like Alice the Goon on Popeye.
Oh, man, excuse me, bro. I'm not trying to be nasty, but I'm just telling y'all, real talk, black men don't do that. But go ahead, man. Read what you got.
It says, this applies to all women, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and Native American alike. Not surprisingly, the variation in abortion rates across racial and ethnic groups relates directly to the variations in the unintended pregnancies rates across those same groups. Mm-hmm. Black women are not alone in having disproportionately high unintended pregnancies and abortion rates. The abortion rate among Hispanic women, for example, although not as high as the rate among black women, is double the rate among white women.
Hold on. It's not as high as black women's are, y'all, right? But it doubles the rates of the white. Y'all wait up for a minute. I got a banger for you. Keep on going, please.
It says Hispanics also have a higher level of unintended pregnancies than white women. Black women's unintended pregnancy rates are the highest of all. These higher unintended pregnancy rates reflect the particular difficulties that many women in minority communities face in assessing high-quality contraceptive services and in using their chosen method of birth control consistently and effectively over long periods of time. Moreover, these realities must be seen in a larger context in which significant racial and ethnic disparities persist for a wide range of health outcomes, from diabetes to heart disease, breast and cervical cancers, to sexually transmitted infections, including HIV.
Hey, look, the officer threw that on there, didn't he? He was rolling over here. All right, slow down, officer. Throw down there. All right, so now this is behind the numbers. This is the next segment to this report is behind the numbers. Go ahead, officer.
Behind the numbers, abortion rates have been declining in the United States for a quarter of a century, from a high of 29.3 per thousand.
29% of 1,000 women. Read.
Aged from 15 to 44 in 1981, to an historic low of a 19.4 in 2005.
You know, that's a lot of women. 29% of 1,000. Yeah. Go ahead.
The overall numbers of abortions have been falling too, dropping to 1.2 million in 2005. Currently, about 1/3 of all abortions are obtained by white women. and 37% are obtained by black women.
So I just did the thing in my head. That's almost 300 babies per 1,000. 300 babies aborted per 1,000 babies. Almost 300. Damn. Go ahead.
Yep. Latinas comprise a smaller proportion of the women who have abortions, and the rest are obtained by Asian.
Listen up. The rest are obtained by Asian,
Pacific Islanders,
Pacific Islanders,
Native Americans,
that goes into the what? Indian. Ding, ding, ding. Read.
and women of mixed race.
And women of mixed race, meaning women that got either black fathers or white fathers. That's what it's saying. Mm-hmm. Read.
The abortion rates among women in minority communities have followed the overall downward.
Stop. I'm sorry. Stop. You see how they had that right there? Mixed races.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more black people than 37%, because those mixed races still goes into a black baby.
Some kind of way, yeah.
Well, no, the father. If the father is the black, if the father's black, that means that baby is black that is getting aborted.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says the abortion rates among women in minority communities have followed the overall downward trend over the 3 decades of legal abortion. At the same time, however, black women consistently have had the highest abortion rate.
Hold on, stop right there. It says over the decade of legal abortion. Who made abortions legal? Esau. Hold on, held that real quick. Give me Daniel chapter 7. Y'all learned today. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. Watch this, man. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. Some of y'all, I don't know if y'all might think today's class is boring, but y'all better listen, because it's these type of classes that our people need to be hearing so you can get some learning. Mm-hmm. You want to hear all this deep stuff, and deep stuff ain't going to get you in the kingdom. But learning God's laws will. Learning how to act as an Israelite woman will. Read what you got.
It's the book of Daniel chapter 7 verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
He is talking about the so-called white man. Shall speak great words against the Most High. Watch this.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
We are the saints. They wore us out in slavery. And right now today, us working in these factories and all these jobs, odd-end jobs, they wearing us out right now. Read.
And think to change time.
They think to change time
and laws.
And laws. Because God didn't tell you can get an abortion. We just read in Leviticus 20 about Molech, not to give your babies unto Molech. Meaning not to get abortion. But the white man says, read that again where you said they made it legal for you to get what? Abortions. Read that again.
He said that it says the abortion rate among women in minority communities have followed the overall downward trend over the 3 decades of legal abortion.
Legal abortions. Come on.
It says at the same time, however, black women consistently have had the highest abortion rates, followed by the Hispanic women. This holds true even when controlling for income.
Read.
It says at every income level.
Every income level.
Black.
That's it. That's it.
At every income level.
Black women.
See where it picks up at.
Hold on. That's it. That's it. Right there. Every income level. Black women. It should have women on there. It didn't have black women. No, on the other sheet. See, you're supposed to have women right there. Okay. So black women.
At every income level, black women.
Black women. So at every income level, go to that page right there. I don't know. This is what it got on here. Look, I got it on here. I'm on the screen.
Black women.
See, it's all it is. Black women.
Then it goes to the top of here.
So now the next part is who has abortion. So who has abortions? Go ahead, read that. The most abortion in the United States are. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
It says the proportion of U.S. abortions in 2004, and it has on this graph they have here in the darker blue area, the whites at 34%.
So the whites are 34%. Watch this.
At the very light grayish area, a bluish area you want to call it, was the blacks at 37%.
So the blacks have 37%. Watch this.
At a lighter blue area was Hispanics at 22%.
So the Hispanics have 22%. Watch this.
And then they have a darker gray area of 8%, and that's other.
And that's other. Now, y'all watch this. And that 8%, you got to remember, it's talking about mixed and Native American children. So really, in that other, here in America, the abortion rate for the other nation, meaning the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, is probably no more than 2%. The other 6% is talking about the Native American Indians and the mixed children. Everybody got that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So right here, so now what I want y'all to do is, it says the white is 34%, so-called white people. The black is 37%. So when you add 37 and 22 together, that's 59%. Because the Hispanic and the black are the same nation of people. So it's 59%. Then when you add 6% up here for the other, that's 65% of black people, they get abortions in America. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
65% of black, Hispanic, and Native Indians get abortions in America. Lord have mercy. Wow. That's heavy right there. All right, officer, we out of there. Is that the end? Did I say read the rest of that? Yeah, I did, Sid.
You want to read rest? Down.
Yeah, go ahead and read that, please. And then that'll be it.
It says these patterns of abortion rates mirror the level of unintended pregnancies seen across these same groups. Among the poorest women, Hispanics are the most likely to experience an unintended pregnancy.
Y'all know who sells fornication? America. How do they sell fornications? They give you condoms. They have condoms commercials. They give free condoms out. That's promoting sexual relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's promoting fornications. Hold on. Read that for me. What's that? Hebrews 12. Read that for me.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Says, lest there be any fornicator.
Unless there be any fornicator.
Or profane person.
Or unbiblical or sacred person.
As Esau.
As the so-called white man. Because the white man is the one they fornicate. They pass you out rubbers so you can have sex with someone. So you can call yourself protecting not only for pregnancy, but from diseases. So they said it's okay for you to sleep with a woman with a disease. How long you got on this little rubber piece I gave you?
Mm-hmm.
They promote that. Their scientists promote that. That's wild, man.
Yeah, yeah. Just put this little gizmo on and you can just go to heaven.
You go to work, man. Sleep with a pig, chicken, goat, whatever you want to sleep with, man. Go to work. Read what you got.
Lest there be any fornication.
Go ahead. Back to
the overall, however, black women are 3 times as likely as white women to experience an unintended pregnancy. Hispanic women are twice as likely. Because black women experience so many more unintended pregnancies than any other group, sharply disproportionate to their numbers in the general population.
You know this, the black woman wasn't nothing but 3% more than the white woman.
Right.
Look how they trying to say that's a big jump. No, you ain't up but 3%. Boy, they are slick with their words. Come on, man. Sharply, man. They slick.
They are more likely to seek out and obtain abortion services than any other group. In addition, because black women as a group want the same number of children as white women, but have so many more unintended pregnancies.
Stop. Let me tell y'all something with that statement just right. We said. God said be fruitful and multiply.
Yes,
let me tell y'all something. White women, white couples do not have more pregnancies or more babies than any black couple. Because the white people laugh at me. When I say I got 7 kids, it's like a balloon comes up in the clouds and everybody laughing and everybody jumping for joy. Oh, he got 7 kids. They pointing at me. God told me the fruit of my loins to be fruitful and multiply. I didn't know that until I came in the truth. I already had all my babies except the last one. So don't sit around and tell me like it's a bad thing for me to have sex with a woman and get her pregnant. How long she supposed to be my wife? I just didn't know that because y'all education never told me that I was supposed to be married before I was supposed to have Whoopi. Your movies like Porky, your movies like Porky's, your movies like all those Revenge of the Nerds, all that goddamn nasty stuff y'all had us watching when we was young, and that's all we knew was to chase a woman like a dog in heat. So that's all they gave us. Go ahead. Go ahead, officer.
Because the black women as a group want the same number of
Hold on, you laughing, am I lying?
No, you're not.
Okay, all right, that's the truth.
That is the truth.
Go ahead.
It says because the black women as a group want the same number of children as white women, but have so many more unintended pregnancies, they are more likely than white women to terminate an unintended pregnancy by abortion to avoid an unwanted birth.
That's true because a black woman, and she don't want her body to get fat. A white woman to have the baby because they teach their women not to abort the children. Our women are taught to abort the children. Our women say, "Nah, I won't watch my figure," because a lot of women get fat when they get pregnant or they get bigger. Okay, so that's why that happens. Go ahead.
Or also to even hide pregnancies and so forth from other family members before they get to showing too much.
Yes,
they'll hurry up and have it done so won't nobody know.
Mm-hmm.
The disparities in unintended pregnancy rates result mainly from similar disparities in access to an effective use of contraceptives. As of 2002, 15% of black women at risk of unintended pregnancies. Example, those who are sexually active, fertile, and not wanting to be pregnant were not practicing contraception, compared with 12% to 9% of their Hispanic and white counterparts, respectively. These figures and the disparities among them are significant, given that nationally, half of all the unintended pregnancies result from a small proportion of women who are at risk but not using contraceptives.
Not using contraceptives. So that's right. Yeah. And so our women used to. Yeah. Another thing, when our women back in the day used to do what? They'll go down south. My wife here to give me a note to remind me. They go down south to get when they got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
They go down south. They have to hide their pregnancy. They go down south. They'll come back with the baby, and you don't know who the baby is. You don't know if it's the mama's baby, the auntie's baby, the cousin's baby, but it be their baby. Or they'll move down south for the rest of their life. They'll go from the hide their embarrassment of them having a baby.
Right.
All right. So I know this for a fact because I know, like, when my sister, the one next to me, she got pregnant with my nephew. We ain't nothing but 5 years apart. So she got pregnant with my nephew, and me and her is 10 years apart. So when my nephew was 5 years younger than me, so she was 15 when she got pregnant with her first child. My mom didn't do a good job either. We not educating our kids and not watching our kids. But all that goes into not really, I'm not going to put the blame on us because we was bamboozled. Because a lot of the women had to work. And when the women was working, the young women was playing. Mm-hmm. And that all comes to also our brothers and sisters. Not when we having whoopee in the house with kids in the house, you should not be having whoopee while those kids is in the house being all loud. All that old stupid stuff. You don't have to do all that stuff while them damn babies is in the house. Whole damn your neighbors and your boy talking about the neighbors know my name. Shut your damn mouth and he won't know your damn name then. Shut up. Hell wrong with our people, just nasty. Alrighty then, I ain't getting my rant. Let's go to verse Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. What?
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing.
She should saved in childbearing.
If they continue in faith.
If they continue in the faith.
And in charity and holiness with sobriety.
So the woman shall be saved in childbearing. If she continue, a woman shall be saved in childbearing. So if you're divorcing women, if you're aborting kids, if you're aborting kids, how you gonna get saved, women? Read it again.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing.
So a woman should be saved in childbearing. That's how the white man changed times and laws. Because they teaching our women to abort them. If you don't want them, just go ahead and abort them. Go ahead and get rid of them.
Yeah.
Read.
Wow. If they continue in faith.
If they continue in faith.
And charity.
Read.
And holiness.
Read.
With sobriety.
With being sober-minded, meaning being sober-minded unto this truth. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14, please.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14. I would therefore that the younger women marry. Bear children.
What did it say?
Bear children.
No, abort women. Abort children. See, so how in the hell is Esau telling our women? That's how you know. That's why the Bible says, I know that works in tribulation and poverty. I know them that say they are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. Because synagogue of Satan, if Jewish people owns movie theaters, they own movie companies, they own all these things, but why would a Jew, why would a person of God promote anything to do with abortions or sexual activities outside of a married couple? Why would they promote that? These Jewish people that's running the world right now.
They so close to God.
They so close to God, but they got their hands in cigarettes. They got their hands in sex. They got their hands in abortions. They got their hands in everything. But these are the people that y'all look up to. But God said right here, read it again.
Says, 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
So don't give nobody a chance to speak against what we're doing. Don't give nobody a chance, brothers and sisters. So we're not supposed to be sitting around. Younger woman supposed to marry. If you marry, you're not getting an abortion. Because the husband going to say, no, you're not aborting nothing. All right, from her. Give me 1 Thessalonians 1.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 1.
Yeah, verse 2.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 2. We give thanks to God always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers.
So we give thanks to God always, and we make mention of you in our prayers. Come on.
Remembering without ceasing your work of faith and labor of love and patience of hope in our Lord Jesus Christ.
Read.
In the sight of God and our Father.
Read.
Knowing, brethren beloved, your election of God.
So you got to know that you are the election of God. Watch this.
For our gospel came not unto you in word only, but also in power and in the Holy Ghost.
Read.
And in much assurance, as you know what manner of men we were among you for your sake.
So you women, if men got to be a certain way around men, and not around men, but when they by themselves, and men got to be a certain way, what do you women got to be? Y'all must be the same way. You can't be, you women, I'm just going to let you know. The day you walk in front of Christ, if you doing stupid stuff, the day you walk in front of Christ, just remember that what your judgment going to be. I just want you to remember, when he says lake of fire, ain't no tears going to help you. Ain't no pleads going to help you. When he say lake of fire, think about your actions that you made with your own ways. I hope it was worth it. Because our people be out, we don't think of the death behind, we don't think of the judgment behind our ways. Just like a woman aborting a baby, you aborting your life when you out here and you disrespecting your husband, cheating on your husband, lying, you're aborting your life just like you aborting that baby. See, a lot of people don't care about their own life, let alone they gonna care about a baby. We got to think about it. The sin we commit is like aborting ourselves. We talking about aborting babies, but we abort ourselves when we sin against God. That's how stupid we are as a people. And I said we, I included myself. I said it's how stupid we are.
That's right.
As a people. From her. Give me 1 Corinthians 7:28.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, and verse 28.
Read.
But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
If thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
And if a virgin marry,
if a woman of age marry,
she has not sinned.
She have not sinned.
Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh.
There is no such thing as a perfect marriage, brothers and sisters. God is letting you know, if a virgin marry a woman of age, or a woman that ain't never had sex, either one, if they marry, you're going to have trouble in the what? Flesh. Why? Ain't no perfect, brother. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you marry. Hey, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all watches these? And I don't watch them no more ever. But I used to when I was in the world. But I don't watch them since I've been in the truth. How many of y'all watch the Housewives of Atlanta, or Housewives or Orange County, or Housewives of California? I used to watch them when I was in the world, but I don't watch them no more. But what I want you to realize is this. How many of those couples be arguing? They be plumb rich, and they be what?
Still unhappy.
They still unhappy and arguing. So it don't matter what type of man you got. You can have that millionaire man. You can have that billionaire man. If it ain't meant to be, it ain't meant to be. Or if y'all argue, it's just y'all argue. It don't matter. You can have the man with all the money in the world. Or you can have the man that don't say nothing but nice words to you. Baby, baby.
Yeah.
You gonna get tired of him saying baby.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be an argument with him.
Yeah.
You always say baby.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm just saying baby, come on, man.
And then if it's about stuff, it's just about higher price stuff.
See what I mean? That's why the Bible says, I'm letting you know that ain't no perfect marriages. Give me Ecclesiastes 36 and 23.
36, 23.
Yep. Ecclesiastes 36, 23. Watch this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 36 and 23. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men?
Hold on. Read it again.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, in the Apocrypha.
The book of Ecclesiastes, the book of Sirach. Come on.
Chapter 36, verse 23.
Read.
If there be kindness,
If there be kindness,
meekness,
and
comfort
comfort
in her tongue,
in a woman's speech,
then is not her husband like other men?
then your husband will be exactly like other men. Then your husband will be exactly like other men. That's what a woman supposed to do. She supposed to have meekness in her tongue, and then she will be like other what? Men. Yeah, I mean the husband will be like. Read it again one more time. I'll chop that up.
If there be kindness,
meekness,
and comfort in her tongue.
And what is comfort? Let me tell you something, man. I lost a wife because a wife don't comfort you when you're going through stress. A wife don't rub you on your back when you're going on through stress. A wife don't talk nice to you when she know you're in stress. I lost a wife that way. Nobody wants to. What I need you for? If I'm going to take care of you and you can't even comfort me when I'm going through things, what I need you for?
Right.
If she can't talk to you nice, what you need her for? And then it says, then is not her husband like other men, them other men that you want to talk to. Those other men that you want to give them your attention.
Right.
But if you be nice to your husband, he's going to talk nice to you all the time.
That's right.
Read it again. Read it one more time. Watch it.
If there be kindness.
Yeah, hold on. Stop. What is kindness? What is kindness, Officer George? I got Officer George stuck. He got him confounded over calendars, y'all. On kindness. Damn. Kindness. Being nice.
Yeah.
Being nice. Being lovely. If there be kindness, read.
Is there to be kindness.
Meekness, talking with and having and carrying yourself with respect. Read.
And comfort.
And comfort. When you know someone had a hard day, you comfort them with your conversation. You comfort them with your speech. Hey, babe, I know you had a hard one today, man. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. You don't want no wife. You come home and she's just sitting chilling and she ain't saying nothing to you about, Dave, I know you had a rough day. She ain't saying nothing. But her day ain't been rough. But your day been rough. But she act like she is the one tired. We don't do that. A wife should be comforting her husband when she know that your husband, you say you know your husband been working hours. You been know your husband been going through things. Comfort your husband, ladies. These are women of war. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. Especially, you already know what kind of job you got.
Right. If I got, right, like my job is rough. I mean, rough through the week. But you already know if a man got a hard job, if a man going through a mental thing, whatever he's going through, a woman should be comforting to her husband. This is women of war. That's what we got to do. All right, from her, let's give me James chapter 3. in verse 5.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 5.
Women must rehearse keeping their mouth under control. Watch this.
Even so, the tongue is a little member. It boasteth great things.
Read.
Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth.
See, a great matter can a little fire. By your mouth being just a little hot, it can kindle a great fire. Great problems. Read.
And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity.
The tongue is a fire in a world of iniquity.
So is the tongue among our members.
Read.
That it defileth the whole body.
Your mouth can make you not look. Women, if you sexy, your tongue can make you unsexy. Same thing with you men. If your men look nice, your tongue can make you look unnice. Read.
It says that it defileth the whole body and setteth on fire the course of nature. And it is set on fire of hell.
Read.
Verse 7. For every kind of beast and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and hath been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame.
You cannot tame your tongue until you get of God. Until you get of God, you cannot maintain your tongue. You gotta be of God you gotta have Christ in you to maintain your tongue. Read.
But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil.
It's an unruly evil.
Full of deadly poison.
Come on.
It says, therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men.
Hey, man, you know what? Thank you, God. Love you for everything you done to me. I hope you die, Officer George. Read.
Yep. That's how people do.
Come on.
And therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God.
Read.
It says out of the same mouth proceed blessings and cursings. My brethren, these things ought not so to be.
So you can't sit around and say you love God and you hate your husband. You wives, you cannot sit around. And you women that ain't married, same thing with you. You can't say that you love God and you don't love the congregation. Because God put his men in the congregation. From her. Give me, so what a woman must rehearse to keep her mouth under control. Give me 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. 1 Peter 1 and 13.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 13.
Watch this.
Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind.
So y'all women and y'all men, but mostly y'all women, y'all need to gird up the loins of your mind, meaning get your mind together. Get your mind right. Read.
Be sober.
Be clear-minded.
And hope.
You notice everything we went through today is about being clear-minded because that's how you are able to stay on course. If you sitting around and you listen to music all day, you sitting around and you looking at soap operas all day, if you sitting around and you playing games all day, you ain't doing nothing to help your mind stay clear. Your mind is in garbage all day, but then you want to be holy. You're acting. You're not being. You're acting. You're an actor. They might as well give Israelite Grammy Awards. Guess what your reward is? Death for being deceitful. Read it again.
1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind. Be sober.
Clear-minded.
And hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ.
At the revealing of Christ. So, like I said, women got to rehearse to keep their mouth in control. Give me the definition of gird right here. Read that. Definition of gird.
To prepare oneself for action.
See, you got to prepare yourself for action, women. That's what you must do. You must prepare yourself for action. How you prepare yourself? Not by watching TV all day. That daggone movies don't help you prepare. The Bible helps you prepare for your day. Everybody understand that? All right, from her, Officer George, give me Judges chapter 5, verse 11. How do you prepare? How do you prepare? Judges chapter 5, verse 11.
The book of Judges, chapter 5, and verse 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archery.
They delivered from this, talking about war. They is going to be delivered from the war. Read.
In the places of drawing water.
What happens when you draw water? If you're a drawer of water, what are you doing? You are a slave. In the place where you are a slave. And that's where we are in America. We are a slave. It don't matter if you got a job. You got to pay. You got to pay for water. You got to pay for housing. You got to pay the taxes. You got to go to work and work for somebody else. You are a slave. Read.
There shall they rehearse the righteous act.
There. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be watching all type of video. We're supposed to be what? There.
There shall they rehearse.
They shall take. They shall recount. They shall keep on doing. Read
the righteous acts of the Lord.
We should practice God's laws. Read.
Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his village in Israel.
Stop. Give me Micah chapter 2. Give me Micah chapter 2. So sisters should be studying the law. Studying the law. Everything else don't matter. Your job don't matter. We in the last second. All that don't matter. What matters is you should be studying the law. Yes, you got to pay bills. No one knows. Everybody knows that. But you should be studying the law. I'm at work. I'm going to be reading something. I'm going to be reading something. I'm going to be studying something. At work, I get on my break. Everybody else pop it up. Are you pumping your mouth up? Can't get all the breaks out, all the activity that happened at work. Pop. Mouth don't stop. And then you get home and say, "Damn, I'm tired." Because you read your goddamn mouth all day. Of course, you're tired.
Yep.
You're tired of running your mouth.
Brain full of unprofitable stuff.
Read what you got. Micah chapter 2, verse 10.
Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart.
Arise ye and depart.
For this is not your rest.
This is not your rest.
Because it is polluted.
Because it's polluted.
It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
This place is not your rest. Y'all brothers and sisters laying around and ain't putting in no work, and it's true. Y'all sisters, this is not your rest. You gonna eat that little bonbons and them popcorns and those candies, and when the day comes, that dome that we've been eating is gonna come out of you because you're gonna burn. You women better get it together. Get it together. Today's not about the men, but I'm talking to them too. Get it together. Ecclesiastes 33 and 17.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, verse 17.
Read.
It says, consider that I labor not for myself.
Consider I labor not for myself only. This is what I was talking about earlier. I forgot where it was. Go ahead.
It says, but for all them that seek learning.
But I labor for all them that seek learning. That's why when the women, how are you going to teach women when they come in here if you don't know yourself? If you watching TV all day, you watching soap operas all day, if you playing videos all day, if you playing on your phone all day, what did the Bible say? Read it again.
It says, consider that I labored not for myself.
You
only,
women gotta realize that you're not supposed to just labor for yourself. Read.
but for all them that seek learning.
That labor is learning the Bible. You gotta learn for other people to come in and learn. You gotta learn for other people, not just for yourself. God woke you up to be a helper to forward this truth. So help. Or you're going to find yourself outside this truth. When God put it in your heart to leave the camp, to leave the body, when he put it in your mind to leave the body, you're going to say it was those N-words. It was those N-words. They did this and they did that to me.
Right.
But it was never because you was eating bonbons and watching videos all day. It was never that.
Right.
It was the men. It was the men that did it to you.
Somebody's fault.
Somebody else's fault. Verse 25. And then verse 27.
And Michael?
No. Ecclesiastes also. Ecclesiastes. Verse 25 and then 27.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, verse 25.
Yep.
It says, if thou set thy servant to labor,
If you set your servant to labor,
thou shalt find rest.
you shall find rest. Because when people are busy, they ain't got time to sit around and do ignorant stuff. Read.
But if thou let him go idle,
If thou let him go idle,
he shall seek liberty.
he shall seek freedom. That's why y'all women got to realize is when y'all men is at work and you don't really want to talk to him, what are you seeking? You seeking freedom. And guess what God gonna do? He's gonna give it to you. And then you sit up there. Why am I burdened? What did I do? I thought God loved me. Because you stupid. Because he said what? Read it again.
It says, if thou set thy servant to labor,
If you set your servant to labor,
thou shalt find rest.
read.
But if thou let him go idle,
If thou let him go idle,
he shall seek liberty.
he's going to seek his own ways. He or she going to seek their own ways. 27.
27. Send him to labor,
Send him to labor,
that he be not idle.
that he be not idle. Watch this.
For idleness
For idleness,
teaches much evil.
idleness teaches much evil. Our people are sitting around idle, and next thing you know, they got attitudes. They got attitudes because they idled. If you idle, hold on, let me give you something. Give me 38, Ecclesiastes 38. Ecclesiastes 38 and 24. Watch this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus.
If y'all women is able, if y'all husband work and y'all able to stay home, y'all should be straight taking advantage of this. Read.
Chapter 38, verse 34.
24.
24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
That man is a woman as well. The wisdom by opportunity of a learned man or woman cometh what?
By opportunity of leisure.
Watch this.
And he that hath little business
If you're not working,
shall become wise.
you should be wise as hell in these scriptures. You shouldn't. Ain't no damn way I can ask you a question and you can't tell me. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Officer George do it. He got that with Dale right there. Ain't no boy, no way, boy.
Because you got all that leisure time.
You got all that leisure time. Right.
Nothing you got to really do that's in your way. Man, wouldn't we love to have that?
Wouldn't we?
Have to work.
We'll be all type of very word putting in this work. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 12. This is the last scripture of the day, brothers and sisters. Thank y'all for joining TTIC. Make sure you hit the like button, the share button on here. Hit the like and share button on here. Join Officer George for his classes on Thursdays, which he had a good class Thursday. You know, check it out. Also, brothers and sisters, join us on Join us on Clubhouse Saturday morning. Hey, join us at 9:30 Saturday morning. As you can go on our page and look at just scroll down and you'll see the Clubhouse emblem on there, and it'll show you how to put the Clubhouse on your phone. It'll show you where to go at, how to get there. Come on, join us on Clubhouse Saturday morning. And if y'all go on there and listen to the ones that just happened. Hey, I'm telling you, we speaking some stuff right here.
Look for the as it is written.
Look for as it is written. Well, if they go on our page and get the thing off her, you'll see. You'll see how to do it. Can you put that on there for me? The Clubhouse thing on that right there. Can you put that on there on your thing? See, can you do it for me? All right, she might be able to put it on there right now. But y'all go on the Clubhouse, man. Check us out, man. My wife also sell clothes and stuff. So get on there. Get on. Come on, I pay. What is it? Well, sell journals and stuff, right? All right. What's the journals called? All right, she's gonna put the link on there for everybody. She'll put the link on there. All right, so get on there, guys, and check it out. And what else? Anything else, officer?
Clubhouse now.
Clubhouse, your class. The class on Saturday. Of course, you know we have Sabbath class every Sabbath at 3. Next week, guys. The class is called One Rotten Apple. One Rotten Apple spoils the bunch. Check out next week's class. All right. And Lord's will, we got on that Christmas, on that pagan day. We ain't gonna call it Christmas. We're gonna call it a pagan day. On the it's on the 25th, but on that Sabbath, the 24th, brothers and sisters, we got a good class. Please check in, tune in for that class. It's gonna be a nice class. All right. It's called Every Kingdom Has an End. What is this kingdom's end? That's the name of the class, brothers and sisters. Check that out. All right, that's on the 24th of December of this month. All right. With that, we're going to read this last scripture. Come on.
You said Ecclesiastes
2 verse 12.
Verse 12. Woe be to the fearful heart.
Woe be to the fearful hearts.
And faint hands. And the sinner that goeth two ways.
A double-minded person. You want to be in the truth. You want to be out of the truth. You want to be in the truth. You want to be out of the truth. Read.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not.
So if you faint-hearted, you don't believe, brothers and sisters. Read.
Therefore shall he not be defended.
God's not going to defend you if you're faint-hearted. If you have low esteem or low self-esteem and you don't believe in this truth, God's not going to defend you. Read. Watch this.
Woe unto you that have lost patience.
Also, woe unto you, brothers and sisters, that have lost patience.
And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
You're going to die. So, the brothers and sisters, please keep your patience. Please hold. The Bible says, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be what? Saved. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be what? Saved. So, y'all brothers and sisters, hang in there. Hang in there. Don't give up. Don't give up. We are TTIC. You got anything to say?
No.
All right, we are TTIC. With that, thank y'all for joining us today, Sabbath class. And with that, we'll say, Shalom.